Hello everybody. This is your girl RETROSTARR. Welcome back. We're getting ready to do our first no death run, coming back into doing no death runs after I had a nice little break there. We're getting ready to get into Super Dodgeball, one of my favorite games as a child. This game is a blast, guys. Whoever never tried this game should absolutely get up and grab this game. This game was amazing. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun back in the days, back in '89, as a child playing this game. This is from the original game that came out in '87, based on a game that came out in '87. The arcade game by the same name. This game was released in '89 by Techno Japan, published by Technos Japan, and for the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1989. So back in '89, they released this for the NES, and they did an incredible job. This is a very, very fun game, kind of like the City Ransom game. Sort of like that style that style sprites got going to here. It looks the same as those guys. Very, very, very good stuff. Don't be fooled about the way the characters look. I've made many mistakes by just judging a book by its cover, and played the game, and the game was amazing. So this is a very, very good. This is one of the best sports games on the NES in my opinion, because I was never a sports fanatic. So yeah, you are traveling around the world for the championship, traveling from country to country, taking out the best of the best around the world. And then this is amazing game here, very amazing. And it's absolutely much more of a blast when you're playing it with a partner. When you add another player to this game, it makes it that much fun. A lot of smack talking, a lot of especially when you're hitting them with the power shots. It is just an amazing time. Me and my brother used to play against each other and talk a lot of shit. My brother used to talk a lot of shit. So yeah, we used to talk smack to each other playing this game, and it's just amazing. This game came out and was released in '89, based on the arcade game from '87. And one day I'm going to definitely do the arcade game from '87 to go with this one. But this is an amazing game. If you've never tried this game, please try it. It is absolutely addicting. Once you start playing it, you can't stop. You gotta play. You gotta play it at least 2 or 3 times a day. Very amazing game. I remember renting this at Blockbuster just to check it out, because I love either volleyball games and tennis ball games, and some of the sports games I got into, like Tecmo Bowl, one of the greats, ice hockey, which is the one I enjoyed back in the days. But this is probably one of the most enjoyable, besides Double Dribble and all those other games, the most enjoyable sports game, because it has a sort of like it had an edge to it. Like, you don't just take out your opponents, you kill your opponents. Your opponents get killed. So it's like you're fighting to the death. You're fighting for the cup to the death. And it's like once all of your members are dead, that's when you're out of the game. So the thing is keeping everybody alive, keeping those balls, keeping those power shots going, making sure you're able to catch and do rebound throws to your enemies, because you're going to go up against fierce competition, especially with the Kenyans. The Kenyans are probably the hardest team in the game, and you got to be up on your game with them. You got to be able to do things besides your power shots, because for some reason every time you go up against them, it's hard to get up enough runway to do your power shots, and you got to be able to maneuver, and you got to be able to catch those balls and do other things too to keep your team alive, especially if you're going to be doing it on difficult. Okay, I'm going to be doing all 3. I'm going to be doing easy, normal, and difficult. All 3 is going to be done on my channel, and I'm going to upload all of them. I'm gonna be doing a speed run for easy. Speed run for easy. We're gonna be doing normal, the normal way, and we're definitely going to do difficult. So yeah, all of that is coming up. We're gonna be seeing maybe at least 3 or 4 runs of Super Dodgeball, because Super Dodgeball is an amazing motherfucking game. Amazing game. If you have not picked this game up, please get it. The late 80s were just, for some reason, was the greatest time for sports games. As you can see, make sure when you're selecting your players, you can select whatever player you want, but make sure Sam is your main guy, because Sam can take out, he could do that, he could do that power shot that would knock 2 and 3 guys out at once, and let him be your main guy. Yeah, pass it to the other guys, but you want Sam to be your main. And then Randy and Bill. As you can see, I got Sam, Randy, and Bill up there, and they're gonna do damage, and they're gonna get us the World Cup. So yeah, Sam, as you know, as a tip for you, use Sam as your main. Use him as your main character. Take out as many of the guys you could possibly can. Pass it back to Sam and let Sam rinse and repeat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the other guys, they got some powerful shots too, but that one shot that Sam does is enough to get you through the game, let me tell you. That is one powerful shot. And every now and then, especially if you're playing in a high level like difficult, they'll probably catch that a couple times. But for the most part, they won't be able to counter that if it's thrown right. You know, if you keep being aggressive with it. See, as you can see, I'm aggressive using Sam, and sometimes Sam will get his ass knocked out. So you know, and then you have to use another player. But try to use Sam all the time. Try to use him all the time, especially if you're speed running the game. It's important to stay one character, and that's Sam, and rinse and repeat and keep doing it for as long as you possibly could. And sometimes they're gonna catch the ball, but try your damnedest to keep that ball running and going straight forward ahead into the characters, into your opponent. So as right now we're doing the China opponents, which China is one of the easiest in the game. It always seemed like you're able to take them out so quickly. So just do the same method as you've done with all the rest. Rinse and repeat. Very great game. I love how when they go from country to country, how they sometimes play the anthem, the country's anthem and all that. And the background, you can see the backgrounds are telling you exactly where you are. And amazing backgrounds, by the way. The backgrounds are very amazing. So I love how they change the music and how they change the backgrounds. And when you go from country to country, they give you something different to look at, letting you know where you're at, which is also cool. This game was well done, very well done game. Great plot. It controls well. The controls are very dead on, and it's great. Now this is the hardest country right here, the hardest team of the game. The Kenyans are nothing to fuck with here, so you got to be on your A game. They were catcher balls. They will catch some of the most powerful balls that you throw. The key here, especially when you're playing this on difficult, make sure you're there to catch the ball. And one of the main ways you can get them is catch them with their back turn, and you throw the ball right back at them and hit them straight square in the back. So see how they're running towards me? Catch those balls and throw it right back at them as soon as you possibly can, so you can catch them off guard and get yourself a nice little smack. And if you keep doing that, you'll take them out. And even if you can't use your power throws or whatever, you can win by doing that, by just simply catching the balls and just throwing it back and hitting them. You know what I'm saying? In order to accomplish this, you gotta make sure you do it immediately. You do it quick and fast, as these guys will be doing that. They'll damn sure be doing that too. And make sure that make sure you be careful when they throw it to the opposing team that's on the outside lines, because you'll get them throwing the ball back and forth instead of trying to hit you. Sometimes they'll just throw the ball back and forth instead of trying to hit you. So either I purposely get hit by the ball, say, here I am, please hit me with the ball so I can get the ball and I can continue. Or jump up and catch the ball, or try to make sure you get the ball before it reaches them. So you can do either or the third or whatever. But make sure you get the ball from them and they don't get it, so that you can continue. You can continue hammering down the opponents one by one. Some of those other guys, you know, they got some really powerful balls too. But I think using Sam is the best way to, either if you're gonna speed run it. If you're speed running the game, Sam is your best bet. You use Sam at all costs. But Sam can quickly fuck those guys up off the map. So you're just playing a normal game. Yes, of course it's fun to have all the other players contribute and use their special attacks or whatever. But if you're speed running it, Sam is your guy. Make sure Sam is the main guy that you have up in the front lines. So as you can see, I'm just quickly mowing down Kenya. Which, once you get past Kenya, smooth sailing after that. The opponents are easy after Kenya. Japan, absolutely no problems. They are the only problem in the game, especially when you get them, when you are going up against them on difficult. They are very hard to deal with. So that's why you got to absolutely take them down and don't rely too much on your supers. Okay, we got them mowed down. Once you get those guys out of the way, it's smooth sailing. It's smooth sailing for Japan and USSR. And then the mirror match. So just use the same methods you've been using all through the game. Use Sam. Make sure you get the ball, they catch the ball, and make sure they don't pass it to the opponent. And use Sam I Am. Just keep using Sam I Am. Sam gets the job done for sure. He gets the job done. So they could probably mow through these Japanese guys with no problem. With just one guy could do everything for you. Very, very fun game, you know, check it out, definitely. I'm glad I was able to do this run. I'm glad I was able to do this for this game, because this is one of the best games on the NES. If you're looking for a really good sports game, this is one that you should absolutely check out. And it's going to be fun for everyone. Everybody can play, they can team up, and it's just a great time. So that's why I'm featuring this on my channel, because it was as a kid, it was amazing, and I played this game so much as a child. I got addicted to it, and it was just amazing back in '89 being able to play this game. I never did get to try the arcade game, never get. So we're gonna do that here. So we're on the final match, USSR. You know, this is the final match besides the mirror match afterwards. So just mow these guys down the same method that you do the entire game. Use Sam I Am. Use my boy Sam I Am to mow down these guys with that powerful, with that absolutely powerful power shot. Some of these guys, you see how he threw the ball to the other guy? You want to avoid that. Make sure you get the ball back from them, because then they'll try to toss it back and forth. Damn sure don't let that happen if you do a speed run, because they will absolutely lapse your time by throwing it back and forth and not trying to hit you. Stop. Okay. Look at this shit. So get the ball back as soon as you possibly can and continue doing what you've done before with the ball. What are y'all doing? There's 17 in all. There's 17 different power shots that you can do. 17. That's pretty amazing when you can try to do all of the power shots. And some power shots are very powerful. They got one that you get hit with, and it'll basically knock your character off the screen. It's called the Around the World. It will knock your character around the world from one screen throughout the other side of the screen. and that's when you have inflicted major damage to your enemy. And I'm willing to bet two of those hits will probably finish it. If you learn how to do that power shot, you can do some probably amazing speed run in this and get an amazing time if you master that particular power shot, which is very powerful and probably knock out all of the characters with that power shot. So you have these guys, and I would say up in the if you're doing them on difficult, they could be really troublesome. The USSR guys are they catch your balls a lot. They're really smart. So when you're doing difficult, just make sure it's best to stick with the plan, making sure you're catching their balls and you're just throwing it back like you did with the Kenyans. But they could be just as hard as the Kenyans can too, especially on difficulty settings. So just do your thing, Thizzle. Do your thing, Thizzle, up in there. Okay, this is the mirror match. This is what happens when you hit both A and B buttons, and you have to hit it as you win, and it'll take you straight to the mirror match, and you will do a final match against your reflection. And as you can see, you got a lot of like little thunder, and that's pretty cool how they have the thunder and the lightning in the background. So this is actually the official final boss right here, other than USSR. This is the official final boss, and it's called the mirror match, where you go up against your reflection. So pretty much just use the same method as you've been using throughout the whole game, and I think you'll be okay. But like I say, if you do it on difficult, you got to expect them to be a lot more aggressive, of course. So you may have to change up the method a little bit if you're gonna do it on a high level setting, as doing it on difficult, which is the highest level settings as it can go. So just make sure you change up the narrative a little bit, especially if they're catching your balls. And sometimes if you have to use the Kenyan method, then use the Kenyan method, and make sure you are at least working all three characters, or all three team members of the team, down little by little, whether you do a power shot or not. Just keep working it, rinse and repeat, and just keep working these guys overtime. 1989. Awesome game. Can't go wrong with this one. Can't absolutely go wrong. You have to try it. If you have not tried it on the NES ever, now's your chance. Pick this game up and do a review on it, if you will. Do a review or do a run on it, if you will. It'll be a great time. You still enjoy. 30 some odd years later, this game still hits. It's still enjoyable. So yes, that's it, guys. That is the official last boss, and the game is over and you've won. And now it's time to get your flowers. It's time for you to get your flowers from working on the game, getting tossed up in the air, and being considered a hero by surviving the dangerous sporting event Super Dodgeball, where you compete to the death. Mind you, this is why I put no death run, because you do die in this game by getting hit. If the ball severely hits you hard enough, yeah, you will get your wings and fly up to heaven. Yeah, that's basically death, guys. So yeah, we've cheated death, and we survived the whole game, and now it's time for you to get your flowers. So yeah, everybody, thank you for going through this journey with me. This is your girl RETROSTARR. It's good to be back, doing runs, doing what I love. Stay tuned for the speed run of this game. Stay tuned for the game that's going to be done on difficulty settings, and we're probably going to even do the other thing. I think it's the beam game or whatever, some kind of beam mode on this game. I'm gonna post that too. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot more games done, everybody. Thank you for watching, and you keep it absolutely fucking retro, guys. And thank you for joining me in my game. Have a good evening.
What?